We're gearing up for the Xbox and Bethesda 2022 showcase. There's a lot of things that might be announced tomorrow. And of course, we came here on the show to tell you guys and analyze what we might be getting at Xbox and Bethesda showcase tomorrow, June 12th. We have a lot of good games that might be coming out and might be announced, and we're so excited to see the next scope of Xbox, whether it comes down to games streaming on Xbox Game Pass or different games, new IP that might be announced tomorrow. Again, welcome to the K.L.P. Doubletake. Now, this is one game that I'm really hopeful that we will get, guys, because Gears is actually one of my favorite franchises for the Xbox brand. Of course, we did get Gears 5 on Xbox Game Pass. I played it and I beat it on Xbox Game Pass, so this would be a great time for them to announce a Gears collection, whether you get the first Gears all the way up to the 5th one, either on Xbox Game Pass or just right out buying the game out. I enjoyed this series. I enjoy the story, 1 all the way through 5. It's been spectacular. So I'm excited for this one.
I agree with you, Kennedy. Now, this next game is one of my favorites. The Forza brand is actually my favorite racing game of all time when trying to compare it with Gran Turismo. Do I think we're going to see a new Forza Motorsport, maybe the next generation of it? Possibly. I would like to see the next Forza Horizon game, Forza Horizon 6 maybe, but Forza Horizon Motorsport is really fantastic, and to see that we might be hearing a new scope, new racing, new cars, new development is one of those things that I'm excited for. I'm excited for the Forza Horizon brand. That's their niche right now. They've got some good things coming out when it came down to Forza, so we might be seeing that, guys.
Agreed, T. I played the latest Forza. It's set in Mexico, and it's fantastic on Xbox Game Pass, for sure. So this next thing, of course, a Halo Battle Royale. I think this was a great time to have the Halo Battle Royale, simply because Halo Infinite came out for Xbox Game Pass day one. So I think we might be seeing that, because I know they did say they are working on the latest iteration of Halo, and we might see that. We might finally get to see Battle Royale come to Halo Infinite. A lot of players are hyped for that. I know I'm hyped for it, and I can't wait to see if that gets announced, playing online with different people around the world for Halo Battle Royale and Halo Infinite.
Agreed, Kennedy. Of course, online multiplayer with Halo. Ooh, Xbox know what they're doing. Of course, this next game is, of course, a Plague Tale Requiem. There's one of the games where it's the Plague Tales series. That series has been doing fantastic, right? All of the Plague Tale games have been out, and they made a lot of money from this game because of the story, right? And I do think a Plague Tale Requiem, if it gets announced tomorrow, that's going to be the game that everyone's talking about, because they're doing it for the story. They're in it for the story. I do see that this might be announced because a lot of people want to play games for the cinematics. A lot of people want to play games for the story, the character development. So that's one of the things we might see, the Plague Tales Requiem.
Of course, agreed, T. Of course, the Plague Tales. I actually played one of them for PlayStation 4 way back in the day. Of course, we've got Obsidian Studios, and they have a launch slew of new interactive games. These games look fresh. They look different for the Xbox platform. I'm excited for this because now you have a studio that is an Xbox exclusive studio to come out and to really announce these really creative mastermind games. They look colorful. They look beautiful. I cannot wait. This shot that you're seeing right now, the over the camera look of this game, it looks fresh. It looks beautiful. This shot kind of reminds me of the Desperado story, the show we did, and of course the video game Desperado. So I love games like that. It's giving us a little bit of a taste, right, of something different, no other than the Plague Tales, other than the Forza Horizons, other than the Call of Duties. We're probably going to see something different within these games, and I am hopeful for the future when it comes to indie developers, content creators, game developers, to give us something a little bit different, and I cannot wait for this one.
Agreed, Kennedy. I gotta say, it's so good to be a gamer this summer because we've been getting a lot of news from both parties of the spectrum. Now, the next thing, of course, that we're going to bring out from the analyst tonight, of course, the wait for 2023. Now, I gotta say, because, 2023 has been the scope of things when it comes down to films and video games getting made. A lot of things are getting pushed back to 2023, and you said this on your podcast, and I'm saying it here on tonight's panel, is it's good, right? It's good to have games get delayed sometimes. It's good to have games come out at later dates because these studios need a lot of more time to work on these games, right? Because COVID obviously hit us. COVID hit us hard. So now we're seeing games, and like Starfield being one of the games that's, unfortunately got delayed. A lot of people were upset about this. But it's just one of those things that people are excited for Starfield to come out. Delayed to 2023 because we were supposed to get it November of this year, but now it's been delayed to next year because these developers, they need more time, right? They need more time to develop these games. They need more time to enhance these games because these are premium games. Minus Starfield, unless you got an Xbox Game Pass and you're paying $10 a month, you're going to get this game day one. But these games are platinum. These games are premium. These games are out there. These games, they want us to really get out and really play these games because they're competing at the end of the day. So a lot of people on Twitter, we saw on Twitter, people were upset about this one. But you guys got to remember, COVID. A lot of developers got laid off. They're coming back to work. They're social distancing. They're changing things. So again, Starfield, it's a good delay. It's this very first delay that they ever got, Kennedy. So it's not that big of a deal. The world's not going to end because this game got delayed a couple of months. And I see it on Twitter. People are pissed off because this game getting delayed. But you guys got to remember, these are developers working hard to make sure they to premiere a great product.
Yeah, you're right, T. I see it on Twitter too. A lot of people are upset that this game got delayed. Honestly, I'm always going to say a game is good if it gets delayed one time because the developers need more time to work on this one. Then the next game, of course, Redfall. T, I'm excited about this one because I remember when we first saw the trailer of this one, I was instantly hooked on this. Now, I'm not too sure if this game is coming to Game Pass or not, but this game looks like a great alternative. You got a game that looks like this. It's kind of like a Fortnite mixed with Apex Legends with a story mode. This game looks beautiful. Hopefully we get to see more. We didn't get to see gameplay. We didn't get to see a whole lot from Redfall, but we might see some gameplay tomorrow. We might see some content from this tomorrow. We might get to see what Xbox is planning with Redfall, and hopefully we get to see some gameplay because I think this game, Redfall, is going to be solid. It's going to be clean. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be different, and I'm excited for it. I am. Yeah. So the next game, of course, right here you're seeing Avowed. Now, I haven't heard too much about this game, right? I haven't heard too much about it. Again, you have that first-person experience. You're in the medieval type areas. You have mystic powers. You have a sword. And that's all we got from that game, right? So maybe that's a good one. This next game that you guys are seeing, Age of the Empires or Age of Empire. Maybe we're gonna see more about this. I'm not a big fan of this type of gameplay, but maybe some people are, right, T? Like some people are interested in these type of games, but it's mobile, it's different, so maybe that will be something that people are looking forward to. Continuing on, of course, because I got to talk about this game because Hellblade 2. I played Hellblade 1, and that game was fantastic. Right, so now you have the second version. You have different. You have the character to come back, and there's a story with it. You have a big boss battle, and so much elements. We saw a whole lot of gameplay the last time they showed that game off. So much gameplay, right? So much of it. So we're probably going to see more, and we're probably going to get a release date for Hellblade 2. So we'll have to wait and see, T.
Contraband. I cannot wait for this one because I actually am interested in this type of gameplay from Avalanche Studios. They have something very, very fresh, right? Again, it's that storytelling, it's the cinematics, it's the backgrounds, everything that's developed into this game. And that's all we've got, right? We have one cutscene, you're in some sort of area going through somebody's desk, and that's all we got the last time we saw this. So hopefully at the Xbox press conference tomorrow, we get to see more gameplay, what this game is truly about. How is it played? Is it third person? Is it first person? Is it narrative driven, or is it sporty driven, or is it action? I want to know, what's this game about? So Contraband, a little short release, but hopefully we get to see more. The next game that we're possibly going to be getting from the press conference, State of Decay 3. I'm very short with this one, Kennedy, because I haven't played any of the State of Decay games, but maybe this is a step up, right? The third one, this is the trilogy. They're adding a little bit more elements. This is more of a survival type of game. Again, we didn't get to see so much from this game, but maybe this will be good to some players, survival-wise, but I haven't been a fan of the State of Decay, but we might see that. Continuing on, will Fable return? Back in the day, I played Fable. Back in the day. Now we're seeing a new light of it. We might see something different. We might see a different cutscene. We might see some animations. We might see a different voice actor. We might see a story-driven type. Maybe we'll see that in the next Fable, or we may not get Fable at all. But I think it's the perfect time for Xbox to show out and say, okay, here's what we got coming on when it comes down to the Fable games.
Now, I played Perfect Dark when I was a kid. Now, hopefully we get to see a reimagination of this perfect game, right? It's no pun intended there, T, but I'm excited to see maybe a Perfect Dark reanimated, revoiced, redone, redifference, because that will sell. Because many gamers like myself played this game while we were a kid, and I love the game. I love the older versions. I think I do have it in my house, the rare replay video game that has like 30 rare games out there on that platform. Perfect Dark, I would love to see a reimaged. I would like to see a different voice actor that's behind it, and to see how the mechanic styles will go within Perfect Dark. So maybe we get to see that. So, of course, last but certainly not least, will we see new hardware, T? And the question is, maybe, right? Because we're not going to get a new Xbox console, because, the latest Xbox came out. Will we see another form of controller, another iteration of a controller from a franchise? Possibly. I think Xbox is at the perfect part where they're and I can't say that they're perfect, T, but they're at a part right now where they don't really need a whole bunch of new hardware to come to the service, because they have the success of Xbox Game Pass. They have the success of the latest consoles, if you can find one, due to the chip shortage. So I don't see us having to see more new hardware. Then again, Xbox might I don't know, Xbox might blow us. Of course, we did see on the Summer Game Fest the Samsung TV, where you're able to, of course, buy the TV, and then you can get your Xbox Game Pass subscription on said TV. So I do see that we're going to see that. But to say that, are we getting new Xbox type hardware? I don't know. I don't know. I think their Xbox at a perfect part right now where they don't really need new hardware, because they have the controller, they have the Pro Elite controller, they have all the latest consoles out right now. So I don't think that it's time for them to develop a whole nother new hardware for us gamers quite just yet. That might change, guys. That might be different. I might be speculating. They might do a 360, no pun intended for Xbox, but they might do a 360 and change it up on us, right? We'll have to wait and see, guys. We'll have to wait and see what the press conference will happen, what we'll get from the Xbox and Bethesda press conference tomorrow, June 12th. Of course, it's going to be 12 o'clock Eastern time for us. Try to get that out there, T. So we might we're gonna watch it, obviously, and then when we come back, we'll do of course, another K.L.P double take, so that way we guys can show you guys what did get announced, and it will articulate and analyze on for that for sure. I do want to thank everyone who's been staying tuned for the K.L.P double take. You guys have been enjoying the show. We saw it on Twitter. Our YouTube views has been good. Our Spotify views has been good. Of course, you can check K.L.P double take, the video version, available right now on Spotify video, alongside with audio platforms like Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio. So we got to thank you guys for that, because you're making the show happen. I love coming to the studio with you, T, and finally getting you behind the mic to do this double take. So thank you for being part of the show.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, T. Thank you. So that's going to wrap it up here. K.L.P double take with your hosts, K.L.P, Kennedy Lucas, and Tyrus Lester. We'll see you guys tomorrow as we do a reaction from the Xbox and Bethesda's showcase, and we'll do a K.L.P double take episode for you guys out there for all of our content. Until then, that's going to wrap it up. Until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay swanky.